millimetres from disaster.
That was, I think that's one of my favourite overtakes in Formula E, and Sam Bird goes to the inside, Lynn puts him in the wall. The two go backwards, and they're both going to be pretty much out of the race. That might be our first safety car.
Did you see that? Did you see him defending? Just drove me into the wall.
And they're both going to be pretty annoyed at each other, but I think Lynn closed the door, to be perfectly honest with you. Lynn covers the inside, Bird dummies him, and then... yeah.
抜いてきました。これは健太郎2コーナー先クラッシュ。そしてヒロボンもクラッシュだ。2番手3番手が。
Aí você tem... Opa, e aí faltou espaço também para o Ibiapina e para o Gustavo Bandeira. Aí é sintoma de safety car na pista.
Com certeza, com certeza.
Olha ali, Gustavo Bandeira.
Kannst du nochmal in der Wiederholung an. Im Hintergrund. Okay, sah heftiger aus im Nachgang, als es tatsächlich war. Trotzdem.
And in replay, well, that's the reason behind that. Stephen Earle actually got a shove.
Laat die eerste bocht maar zien. Oefenhaus houdt de deur dicht voor Keegan Masters die aan de buitenkant zit. Veel auto's uit. Is Marvin Klein opnieuw die eraf gaat, net als vorige week. Grote startcrash. Jongen. Die gaat daar vol de muur in. Kijk naar de rode auto. En Keegan Masters die zit daar klem. Ja, en die drukken elkaar om. Het is Keegan Masters die op de zijkant zit van Marvin Klein. En deze grote startcrash veroorzaakt. Waarbij dus ook Wouter...
Series here at Imola. Gomez to the right of your screen on pole position. We wait for Cornelia, Nathaniel and Arthur to slot in to the final rows of the grid. The green flag flies at the back of the grid as the sun sets here in Motor Valley. We race. Gomez jumps off the line, smash on the second row of the grid. Newmanchi does not get away. Reminiscent and a massive crash further back. He's collected in spectacular fashion. This is reminiscent of Frasinetti and Ugochuko 2 years ago. Look at the scene here immediately. The red flag is flying. Phil Strange off the grid. Newman Chi goes nowhere, is immediately collected by Max Popov. And then further back in the pack, Anurag just gets away around and whack one of the Gensa Motorsport cars, who's followed by Francesco Coppola. There's Arthur Lorimer. Both the Viola Formula Racing drivers are out. Burso as well. David Walter was also slow to get away, but did not stall. Got back going. Monstrous carnage here on the start-finish line. Deja vu, you may remember. Frasinetti, Ugo.
Before they even get to the kink at 1. And now there's the breaking duel at 2. What's for James Lodge, and Harburg's had a big one in the background. And there's several cars caught up in it.
Mark Senior linked to number 9. I can just see through the smoke. That is always an issue when you come off the start line here and you go through that first kink side by side. Is there any contact? And especially for Greenbury, hopefully he got through that because he did start.
En ce qui les concerne justement, c'est Lisa Billard, donc on pourra dire oh aïe aïe aïe, que se passe-t-il? Et on est allé à la faute et ça risque malheureusement d'avoir une incidence particulière. Les images parlent d'elles-mêmes. Aïe, c'est un petit peu plus...
Decides to slot in behind Sheldon van der Linde. It's going to be a good start for van der Linde as they run through. Rossi's going to try and come around the outside into the Rentifilio. He will battle for the lead. He slots in a second place as the cars work their way through. There's contact. There's all sorts of pandemonium. We weren't sure if it was going to be a tough start, and it has been. One of the Get Speed Mercedes is out already.
Yeah, it's going to be a full course yellow very, very shortly, and then no doubt it'll follow by a safety car.
Let's have a look again over the top of the cars and look in the background. It's all quite tightly congested anyway, but there are the two cars going off, the Mercedes and the Ferrari, and they bounce across each barrier.
Oh, contact. Oh, and that was a big hit. A hit actually at a marshal's post. Look at the damage to the front of the car, but more importantly, when the car turned sharp left, was actually, it seems to get tagged. Yes, it did get tagged, and literally just spun the car around into the right, into the left, and that was the beginning of what we saw was confusion, if not, I mean, unbelievable. I mean, I can't imagine how all those cars that were spinning in the middle of the pack got away with it. Something's happened.
This dive by Patrick Kroprinski up on the inside of Alessio De Leda. Contact made between the two.
bits of bodywork dislodged, and they both spin. Then up into position goes Alberto Di Folco. He gets hip and shouldered out by Nicola Marinangeli. That's what triggered it all. Di Folco on the inside, Cesar Ghiazzo on the outside. Di Folco didn't like that. He squeezes Marinangeli, who goes way wide. Look at the blue Mercedes from the back of the queue, all four wheels off the road. Track limits, and four abreast, but then something gives, and the Audis tangle. In fact, it was the two teammates touching, and Di Folco was the one that came off.
I mean, just as very, the car literally went from being on the racetrack, spat off the racetrack, off to the right, and nothing that Alberto Di Folco could do about that. Just carrying too much speed, probably doing well in excess of 200 kilometers an hour when that contact took place.
So this is Di Folco's view. Wait for the nudge. Gets pincered.
Yeah, he was simply the meat in that Audi sandwich.
Oh dear, it hasn't worked at all.
And that has damaged big time to the Lamborghini.
Game over for the Iron Legs. Game over for the Iron Legs.
This time around on the outside. Contact. Off goes the Audi. The Porsche avoids him, but runs wide, and Boguslavski's gained 2 places back.
Absolutely, and they watched what was happening. Audi's going to get back on track, but the Porsche has got the and up the inside. And Drudy's been turned round, I think.
No, it's Boguslavski that's got round. Timo Boguslavski hit, and he's hit again.
Bodywork now, rear bodywork damage. That car will have to go into the pits, and that's it all over.
But yeah, I think you're right, and I have a horrible feeling that the car that hit him was the silver class Audi of Patrese, which is run by the same team as Drudy's car, and that's going to get all sorts of conspiracy theorists on their toes, isn't it?
That traction, though, the car gets thrown sideways, it's going to continue. And there's the contact initially, and there's further contact. And what else? There's a Honda coming through. Well,
yeah, the Honda hit the bar, hit Boguslavski, and it was Patrese that was the cause of all of that. So Boguslavski, very, very disappointed. Broken suspension, broken car. He drags it back, but he knows they're out of the race at this.
Final practice in Spa had a dramatic conclusion as Lewis Hamilton found the barriers at turn 13 after a steering snap took him into the gravel.
Oh, was it on an upshift there as well, and it's just added maybe a slight kick of torque there for Hamilton when he's already right on the edge on the second lap on those tyres. That is a potentially massive blow there for Hamilton. Ferrari got a lot of work to do to get that patched up. That is a race against time now for Ferrari.
Red flag conditions, cars upside down, multiple cars in turn number 1. Kerry Madsen already out of the 55. We saw some flames coming from that car. Also involved the 41, the 17, the 42. So Cy Lynch, Spencer Baston, and Carson Macedo involved in the accident. Crouch in the number 5, and then from there, everybody else with basically no place to go.
Buddy Kofoid is completely off the ground. Logan Schuchart gets caught on him. Somehow they both drive away, but there is wing damage on the 83. Watch it again.
Again, it starts with a contact between the 41 and the 5. Kerry Madsen sideways with no place to go. Boy, David Gravel just barely avoiding that on the inside in turn number 1. And again, way up in the air, the 83 for Buddy Kofoid. There is significant contact there.
Up on the screens. And there you see Peck into the wall. We're spinning around and laying over.
Oh, contact between the leader and Danny Dietrich, and Dietrich is upside down.
Up on the screens. And there you see Peck into the wall. We're spinning around and laying over.
Oh, contact between the leader and Danny Dietrich, and Dietrich is upside down.
In 2027. Oh, Rahal. Rahal is into the barrier in the RLL. Full course yellow. Comes out immediately. And we will be back to Portland as we hit the pause button here. Huge lockup. Off to the barriers.
Il perd le capot, il voit plus rien. Il a le capot qui est sur le pare-brise, là in vivo.
A start for him as well. Actually, the best start I've seen so far was the one of Anna, that from FIFO.
さあ、これが三宅のオンボードです。ギアが出てしまいました。そのままスピンで。
Amazing, they ran to me instantly, and I just gave them my left hand, and I said, just pull me out. And they were going soft, and I was like, just pull me out, I'm fine. I just couldn't use my right. my right arm, I knew that I was in pain somewhere up here.
Did hit that wall. He got disrupted. No back. Oh, now we got contact again. Guys.
Those cars are, but when you lose the front end like that, there's really no getting out of it, and then you can see the whole front part of the suspension off.
Le quiere devolver la gentileza. Reaccionó, se puso afuera.
Uy, no.
Afuera Rossotti.
Para el primero, segundo es lo mismo.
Tal cual.